What's up, your boy? If I want another reaction, in today's video we have Real Madrid's drama somehow keeps getting even funnier by Maxwell. What's going on at this club? Not five. Like I seen Florentino Perez. He said he not resigning or some shit like that. Yeah, this shit getting crazy, my nigga. You know, oh my god, I think I'm a PSG fan. You know, Real Madrid, they kind of the ops because they used to give us the belt. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna watch this probably right after this. Wrestlers who destroyed themselves. That's interesting.
Okay, this is just getting ridiculous now. Last time on Keeping Up with the Madridistas, after losing out on every trophy faster than Arsenal ever could, tension in the dressing room quickly turned into an actual soap opera. Manager Alvaro Arbeloa was being accused of neglecting some of his players, Antonio Rudiger and Alvaro Carreras got into an argument which may or may not have resulted in Carreras being slapped, and
why are you talking in this voice?
Mbappe got into it with the coaching staff. And then the entire Real Madrid fanbase. And then during the last episode, I mentioned reports of a fight between Aurelio Tchouameni and Federico Valverde. Now, remember when I told you all to be cautious about this and wait until further development would come out? Well, it's real. And it's funnier than anything else that has happened so far.
I don't like the Mbappe slander. That's Barcelona fans signing that petition.
It all started last Wednesday when during a session at Real Madrid's Valdebebas training ground, Aurelio Tchouameni was on the receiving end of a hard challenge from Federico Valverde. The Frenchman was not too happy about this and confronted Valverde. This then created a whole ass argument that carried on into the dressing room, and it got so bad that the two almost came to blows with each other. However, later after the incident, the two players finally calmed down, talked things out, and then made hot, sweaty, passionate lante.
Yeah, I gotta chill, son. They men, son. They just had a little squabble. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
The situation got so much worse after this. Less than 24 hours later, Valverde refused to shake Tchouameni's hand. Then during the session itself, Valverde put in multiple hard challenges on Tchouameni, to which the Frenchman did not react. The two were then put on the same team during another portion of training that involved players being split into two sides. It was then when reportedly Valverde told Tchouameni, quote, he was lucky to avoid having to face him. Okay, let's pause for a second. What the hell could have possibly made Valverde this pissed off? Well, it turns out Valverde, in his soul, believed the person who leaked the initial altercation was Aurelio Tchouameni. And while training finished a few hours in, Valverde certainly wasn't, as he constantly kept accusing and insulting Tchouameni. But as the old saying goes, fuck around a little too much, and you'll find out.
The weak should quiver when a nice guy gets angry.
From there, everything quickly spiraled into a full-blown WWE match, with Aurelian probably beating Valverde's ass. Then, at some point during the brawl, Valverde busted his head on a table and lost consciousness. Tchouameni
beat his ass. I didn't know he beat his ass.
Then I sent this man to the hospital with amnesia. I'm actually finished, bro. Now, if Fede was that mad about the initial altercation being leaked out to the public like that, I can only imagine how he was feeling when all of this came out. Because what followed was one of the funniest days to be on Twitter in a long time.
What happened? What happened? What happened? What happened?
Laffy, listen to me, brother. Hit the park gates, lad. You're gonna get the chopper on you, lad. Slow down, lad.
Get the tunes on, someone get the tunes.
Calm down, hit the right lane, slow down, slow right down, hit the left, slow right down, lad.
And all of this hilarity was spearheaded by Real Madrid news account Madrid Zone, who was one of the first to spread the news to the public. Now, I must stress this, just like any news organization, you cannot take everything.
I seen that nigga Madrid Zone posted an old picture of Tchouameni, something. It was Tchouameni after leaving the camp, after the fight, leaving the practice facility.
That this account says seriously, especially since they mostly just translate reports that are coming out from Spanish media. But with that all said, this was like a car crash you couldn't keep your eyes away from. Because while the fight itself was hilarious. Just prime-time television. The chaos that followed this initial incident, whether it actually had anything to do with it or not, was comedy gold. 1 minute Madrid Zone tweeted about Valverde leaving training in a wheelchair. The next, news was coming out about how Ferland Mendy is thinking about retirement. Just today, though, most sources have actually refuted that. All of a sudden, though, we were being told that Real Madrid was having its own Gio Reyna incident. And all the while this was going on, it turned out that allegedly some of the players between themselves were calling manager Alvaro Arbeloa a cone. And once he found out about this, he just stopped playing them entirely. But apparently the animosity towards Arbeloa goes way deeper than that. Eduardo Camavinga was upset after being subbed out in one of Arbeloa's first games.
Yeah, y'all niggas some crybaby divas, gang. Like, gang, you gonna get your time, you gonna get your minutes, gang. Niggas crying about being subbed out.
Dani Carvajal confronted Arbeloa for benching him against Valencia. Alvaro Carreras wasn't too happy with Arbeloa either. Meanwhile, David Alaba was just flat out not even talking to the coach. And then there was Dani Ceballos, who decided to, quote, end his relationship with Arbeloa. Were they dating or something? It was also reported that there were, quote, gang wars in the Real Madrid dressing room. By the way, I love how Madrid Zone formats these tweets because it makes it about 10 times funnier. Just in, Tchouaméni is very sad. Breaking. Federico Valverde suffered from temporary amnesia after getting knocked out. He was forgetting things. There really is just like an art form to this. I don't know. Okay, but how the hell was any of this information even coming out in the first place? Like, there has to be some rat in the club that is leaking this information to the media, right? Well, after realizing this, Real Madrid made a trap to catch whoever the rat was. Now, let me say that again. Real Madrid made a trap to catch whoever the rat was. The rat leaked the plan as well. You also had some accounts shitposting with their own made-up reports, like this one. That was from a Barcelona account, by the way, and speaking of, that fan base must have been having the time of their lives. I mean, shit, even the official Barcelona account chimed in with some shade. Enough of
one big fan
for that, though. How did Real Madrid's circle respond to all this? Aurelien Tchouaméni released an apology directed towards his teammates and the fan base, kept it simple enough. Valverde, on the other hand, though, had a bit more to say about the situation. He said, quote, clearly someone here is spreading rumors, and with the season without titles, where Real Madrid is always under scrutiny, everything gets blown out of proportion. Valverde also added he didn't hit any teammate, nor did any teammate hit him, and he also, quote, accidentally hit a table, causing a small cut on his forehead that required a routine visit to the hospital. Real Madrid released a medical report on him a couple hours later that said he was diagnosed with cranioencephalic traumatism and would be out for 2 weeks. He might be the worst liar to ever do it. Now I'm just kind of wondering to myself, though, how is Real Madrid's North Korea propaganda team?
Why did Speed do that shit? Like, that nigga crazy as fuck.
Now I'm just kind of
what was the point of it?
Wondering to myself, though, how is Real Madrid's North Korea propaganda TV show gonna show this incident?
Decided to provide a valuable lesson on how to protect the rim. Nikola Jokic was eager to learn, so he rushed over to give Jaden a hug of appreciation.
Anyways, once the dust finally settled, the club punished both Tchouaméni and Valverde by fining them $500K each. Oh, you thought there was more? No, there's not. In fact, Arbeloa decided to start Tchouaméni in Real Madrid's very next game versus Barcelona. No suspension or anything.
My thing with these Real Madrid niggas, why is these niggas crying because they getting subbed out of the game? Nigga, that's how coaching work. You can't be in the whole damn game, my nigga. Like, Vinny be crying about that shit and subbed out. Like, bro.
This might be the funniest club in the world right now. And as pretty much everyone expected, Real Madrid would lose their 6th Clásico out of their last 7 played, and to add more salt to that gaping wound, that loss helped their bitter rivals clinch the title. Meaning for the first time since 2009-10, Real Madrid has officially gone trophyless for a 2nd straight season. By the way, you might be wondering, there's been quite a lack of Mbappe in this video. Where's he been? Well, during El Clásico, an injured Mbappe at home took a photo of the broadcast with the caption, "A la Madrid." Now, I want you to take a closer look at that scoreboard.
This nigga a fucking troll.
Is he hate watching his own team? By the way, probably a good time to mention this. Real Madrid is thinking about bringing in Jose Mourinho next season. At this rate, man, there's a chance we get an episode of Keeping Up with the Madridistas every week next season. But what do you guys think? Will it get any better? Well, I mean, in the last video, I literally asked that same question, and within a day, it actually got worse. So maybe we all just have to accept the fact that it's only going to get worse from here. But hey, maybe next season, the power of friendship will come back with Jose Mourinho. Of course, though, a massive shout out to all our members, including Janos Balas and my before Janos.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and what do says. Yeah.